You're watching CTV Sports. Let's go!
Hello, Rams, and welcome to the Monday Night Sports Show. I'm Maddie Warren.
And I'm Cory Odom. There's a lot of love in the air this week. However, the men and women's basketball teams probably won't be getting any boxes of chocolate after this last week.
The biggest roller coaster CSU fans face is the fluctuating effort from the men's basketball team depending on their opponent. After putting up a solid effort against number 6 Nevada last week and giving the Wolfpack a slight run for their money, the Rams had an embarrassing trip up to Laramie, Wyoming on Saturday. A slow start for Colorado State in the first half, shooting just 7 of 22, where Wyoming was hitting their first 7 threes, which made the difference in the game. Justin James led the Cowboys with 36 points and was lethal against the Rams. J.D. Page gave the Rams some hope, where he led the team with 22 points, putting him at 1,074 career points, passing former Rams Gian Clavel and Prentice Nixon in the record book. Nico Carvacho grabbed 17 boards, leading him to his 29th career double-double and breaking the CSU career double-double record. Despite the efforts from Page and Carvacho, the Cowboys beat the Rams 74-66. After this weekend, Carvacho has another school record in his sights. He is now only 3 rebounds away from breaking the Colorado State career rebounding record and will be looking for that title in their game against San Diego State this Tuesday.
Yeah, Maddie, and the 8-13 women's basketball team did not have much luck on Saturday either, when they hosted their first border war of the season from Moby in their orange Aggie uniforms. After 100 border war matchups, the Rams and the Cowgirls were tied 50-50, with the Rams winning 7 out of the last 10 games. And so began the 101st game, with a lead by the Cowgirls as they lassoed 4 consecutive baskets to start the game off 8-0. Cowgirls would finish the first quarter up 16-4. The Rams would charge back, outscoring Wyoming 45-44 over the remainder of the game. However, the lead established early by the University of Wyoming proved too much to overcome for the Rams, with a final score of 60-49. The Colorado native 6'2" sophomore Leah Davis led the Rams and game in points, rebounds, and free throws. She finished with 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 free throws attempted. The Cowgirls were led by Marta Gomez, the senior forward from Spain. Gomez scored 20 points, shooting a ludicrous 80% from behind the arc. Cowgirls were able to gallop back to Laramie with a win from Moby. The Rams look to bounce back versus the 9-12 San Diego State Aztecs Wednesday, February 13th at 7:30 in the evening.
You know, Cory, it was a really tough week and weekend for Rams basketball. And, you know, for the men, they're coming up on Tuesday against San Diego State, big opponent. And Nico Carvacho is going to have to be looking at more than just the record. And he's going to have to do something else for that team if they want to come out with the victory.
Way too much heartbreak for this close to Valentine's Day for my taste.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Tracking the Rams all the way out to the Big Apple, redshirt senior Marybeth Sant placed 5th out of 7 runners in the 60-meter race at the New York Roadrunners Millrose Games on Saturday. Sant clocked a 7.23 seconds in the competition, only 0.05 seconds away from her personal best. Sant competed against English Gardner, the 4x100 2016 Rio de Janeiro gold medalist. Gardner finished in first, but Sant was the only collegian in the field. After the meet, Sant took to Instagram to say, "I used to watch meets like the Millrose Games, dreaming I could be there one day. Today, I got that chance. I didn't PR, I didn't walk away with a bouquet of flowers, but I walked away with a top 5 finish against some of the best, and I walked away grateful."
That's just some incredible talent out of just any athlete. That's impressive what she accomplished.
Absolutely, and I mean, that girl can run, and you know I can't at all.
Well, Rams, that's all we have for you right now, but don't go anywhere because later in the show, we will have a story on Nico Carvacho, the award he's a finalist for, a special clip from his biggest fan, and highlights from the opening AAF weekend. But up next is Castro's Cut, so stay tuned, Rams.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. but I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
How's it going, Rams? Welcome to Castro's Cut. I am Litos Castro, here to give you the rundown of what's to come up in CTV Sports this week. We've got a lot coming up, so without further ado, let's get rolling into it. First, we're going to dribble our way onto the court with men's basketball. They have one matchup this week. That's going to be tomorrow against San Diego State in Moby Arena at 9 in the evening for 90s night. You know what that means. It's going to be a party. And the women's basketball team is looking to have that same party against San Diego State. That's going to be on Wednesday at 7:30 in the evening in California. It's going to be a fun week for basketball. They're going to need to bounce back, as we heard from Maddie and Cory. They had a rough week last week. We're going to see how they do this coming up games. All right, next we take a look at the track and field squad. They head up north to have their shot against Wyoming, see if they could do what the basketball teams could not. For the Rocky Mountain Classic on Friday, it's going to be all-day events starting on Friday. And we're going to look to see how they do. We're going to keep you posted to see how the track and field squad performs this upcoming week. Next, we skate our way over to the hockey squad. We move from a Rocky Mountain Classic to a Rocky Mountain Showdown. CSU versus CU here in Fort Collins. Game starts at 7:30 in the evening. Should be a fun one. It's the second to last game before the hockey squad is done this season, so don't miss out on the action. All right, next we take a look at your softball squad. They have a huge set of events coming up this weekend. We're going to start on Friday. They're heading into California for the Stanford tournament. It's going to be first starting on Friday on the Pacific Tigers and Iowa State. First game starting at 1:15, and then Iowa State at 3:30. And then on Saturday, they have a rematch against Iowa State, also starting at 3:30. Then they take on the host, Stanford, at 8 in the evening. Then they finish up on Sunday against Portland State at 1:15 in the afternoon. We finish up with your women's tennis squad. They're heading to Vegas for a few matchups. First, they're going to take on New Mexico State and UC Riverside. UC Riverside at 11 in the morning, New Mexico at 4 in the afternoon. And then they take on UNLV. That game, or those matchups, start at 11 in the morning for you. All right, Rams, time for your favorite part of Castro's Cut. Time for the top play of the week. Let's roll it. Here we've got Nico Carvacho with a huge block against the Wolfpack, and this leads to the play going down the other way. Able to get it off to Adam Thistlewood, who puts it up for a beautiful three, gets the crowd on their feet. Huge energy, great team play all around. Fortunately for the Rams, it was not enough to overcome the deficit that they built early in the game. However, it's a great effort from the Rams that game. Got to give them some credit. All right, Rams, that's all I got for you this week, but don't go anywhere because we got Jared, Jessica, and Jason bringing you the Triple J Pick'em Challenge up next. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
You are listening to 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins with DJ Meanbeat,
DJ Nightshade,
DJ Wildcard. Music to me is
one of the best creative outlets that I can think of.
an escape from the real world.
Music to me is an expression of love.
Go from like folk to hip hop to like classic rock, 1960s bossa nova. With music, there's like no boundaries.
I work here because I love music, and you do too.
Hello, Ram fans, and welcome back to the Triple J Pick'em Challenge. It is time to pick this week's biggest basketball games.
But first, we cannot ignore the fact that I am back and on top. As we can see from the leaderboards, I was a perfect 4 for 4 with the Jessica getting 4.5. That 0.5 in there we'll talk about a little later, and Jason, as usual, on the bottom.
Well, this is like deja vu from last semester. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling pretty comfortable here in the middle.
but I feel like this week I might have to push you a little bit harder to regain the lead.
It didn't happen last semester. I don't think it'll happen this one.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm risking it for the biscuit, but
you're risking a lot right now.
I'm not getting any rewards.
I have to say, Jason,
not even a little.
I think your biggest mistake last week was picking Nevada to beat CSU. I don't know what you were thinking there.
I didn't pick Nevada. I picked CSU to beat Nevada.
You did? Oh, I thought you got that one wrong.
I did.
Yeah.
Nevada beat CSU.
Yeah, Nevada destroyed CSU.
Oh, sorry. I meant it the other way around. That was a bad call.
Nevada.
You know what I meant.
I have faith in the Rams.
Kind of.
Okay, we'll see about that later today.
That's a good idea.
Not very much.
All right, guys. Well, to move on from last week, let's get started with the Boise State versus Fresno State game. So, Jason, go ahead and kick this one off for us.
Yeah, so this one, Fresno State, they are one of the top teams in the Mountain West. Braxton Huggins leads the team with 18.7 points per game. Deshaun Taylor, he's not far behind. We saw him play here, and they're a force to be reckoned with if they're on. Biggest thing is they went into Boise and beat Boise already once this year. So I see him handle them at home this year, or at this game.
Okay.
Yeah, and the funny part about it is the last win for Fresno State, their their bench players had 0 points, which is weird. Even though I'm going for Fresno here, that means that their starters are on fire. They know what they're doing. They're leaving them in. They're keeping them in those games. And like you said, Braxton Huggins was leading the team. He had 31 points that game. He went off. And Boise State, in my opinion, the only reason why they're looking good right now is because they play the worst team in the conference. And they destroyed them, of course, but it was the worst team. So I'm not sure if that can boost them up into beating Fresno, but we're going to have to see that one. But
yeah, I think even if you beat a really bad team, like you just said, they just beat San Jose State, which is the team that's in the last place in the Mountain West Conference. They just beat them by the second largest margin of victory in program history. So although it wasn't the best team that they could beat, I think they're going to take that momentum into this next game to win it. So obviously I'm picking Boise here. And last week, I called this one perfectly. Justine and Jessup didn't let me down. And then Hobbs, I'm going to go ahead and use Jared's saying here, they're like microwaves. And since he used that last week and he went perfect from there, I'm going to go ahead and use that here and going to go perfect this week.
Can you explain what microwaves mean?
I don't know. You didn't explain it last week.
I don't know. You used it this time, but I'm going to use it in a
proper sentence. You can't stop him. I think it was you can't
stop
him.
Braxton Huggins is like a microwave because it's heating up very quickly, and you cannot stop it.
And he does not stop.
Yes.
You can stop a microwave so easy.
I don't know.
Push a button.
I don't know.
We're going to tape the door shut.
Yeah, there we go.
Just saying.
Okay, we'll see about that one.
To continue, number 1 Tennessee is heading to Rupp Arena to take on number 5 Kentucky.
All right, guys, so I picked Tennessee here. They are number 1 for a reason. They are 22-1, 10-0 in the SEC. Their only loss is to Kansas in overtime, so obviously very powerful team. They're just as good on offense and defense. All the coaches know it. They fear playing Tennessee, so I just don't see how they could lose this one. Ashton Hagans is probably the biggest person that they're going to have to worry about here, but the only thing about him, not the only thing, but the biggest thing they're going to have to worry about here, the thing about him is lately in the last 3 games, he's only been really powerful in the first half. So if they can shut him down in the first half, that'll be really good news for them.
Well, I think you forget about P.J. Washington, who is he's the leading scorer for Kentucky
with 14 points per game.
But if you look at their scoring list, it's spread out. They have 4 guys that average over 10 points a game, so their scoring is evenly spread out. And they have Reed Travis, who was Pac-12 Player of the Year last year, transferred to the SEC to play for Kentucky because he wants a chance to win a national championship, and Kentucky's the place to do it. So you can't go against John Calipari at Kentucky. So Tennessee,
you can't.
They are.
That's what we're doing right now.
They're going down. They're losing that number 1 spot, and Duke's just going to take it over.
Okay, hold on.
Completely unrelated.
Kentucky, they're on a 10-game win streak, right?
Tennessee?
No, Kentucky.
Yes.
Which is cute because Tennessee's on an 18-game win streak right now.
You know how weak the SEC conference is?
They are destroying everyone in their path. And not only that, they're scoring more points. And you said it was spread out for Kentucky. But the problem is Tennessee is still outscoring them. You're saying that Grant Williams scoring 19.9 points per game isn't going to be able to slow down Kentucky. Kentucky has a worse defense, and they're able to if Tennessee's able to keep their scoring alive, which they have been doing over 18 games, I can count them out for you if you like, they're not going to be able to be stopped.
I mean, so looking at it, Tennessee has not beat a ranked team in like 3 weeks. So they're playing against lower division people in the SEC, whereas Kentucky just knocked off KU, just beat Auburn, just beat Mississippi State. They're all ranked.
Those were a while ago.
Yeah, in the last week, 2.
2 of them. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that only thing.
I just don't know how you can choose against Kentucky. They are a college dynasty.
Probably because Tennessee's ranked number 1 right now. Their dynasty's over a lot of years, so I'm talking about this year right now.
1 doesn't mean anything?
Not in the NCAA.
So then why do you care about Duke beating there so bad?
I don't. I'm just saying they're going to take it. Because they're the number 1 in the power rankings.
They're having trouble taking it right now over Tennessee. And Tennessee is ranked number 1 over Duke.
Because they're playing. You can't justify them if they're winning. You can't justify moving them down.
They're still... That's what they did
because
Nevada,
they're beating scrubs.
We won't talk about the Nevada part.
All right. Well, finally, the 9-15 Rams are hosting 14-9 San Diego State from Moby tomorrow. So, Jared, what do you have to say?
Yeah, CSU right now, they're a very defeated team. They're not playing well. They keep on trying to stay in it, and I agree. And I think that their heart is in it, but they have been getting destroyed. Not destroyed, but over the Wyoming game. Like they've been beaten and they're down right now, and I don't think they can beat a team that's much better than Wyoming. And not only that, San Diego State and CSU, they do have similar offenses. They have 2 guys that go ham every game. And the problem with that is if you're able to negate either of those, both of those guys can go down and then you can win the game. But the thing is, though, the one difference between CSU and San Diego State is that CSU has a 299th ranked defense right now. They are that bad on defense, and if you're able to go
but rankings don't matter,
right? Why are you looking at me?
No, I'm just saying that. Just throw it out there. Or here, but but CSU also has one advantage, which is rebounding. I'm just kidding. SDSU also is better than that.
Oh,
they're much more balanced on the team on that. Nico Carvacho is the only one that's really doing good on the Rams, and if you're able to slow him down, you're slowing down the entire team.
Okay.
And they have proven that that is possible, especially in Nevada.
All right, well, looking here that I'm the only one picked CSU, I am just super disappointed in Jason because every week he brings up the big chili, Chris Martin. Oh, I just can't believe you're turning against the CSU team. And I don't know if you guys, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but have you seen that video of the kid who's like, no, I'm mad, let's go, and he like goes crazy? That's CSU. That's going to be them this week. They're mad and they're hurt. Like you said, this team
Should we give her a half point for that one?
No.
Stop.
For being mad.
This team just came off a heartbreaking loss against Nevada, a very embarrassing loss against Wyoming. So I think that eventually they're going to have to, I think they're coming into this game mad. And that's what Nico Carvacho said last week after they lost to Wyoming, that they need to come off more intense and willing to work harder in these games. So I think that's what they're going to do.
And by the way, that was a really good descriptive word for CSU right there, embarrassing.
It was an embarrassing loss in Wyoming. Yeah. That's why they need to come out and prove themselves.
You know why I changed my mind? Because I went to Laramie.
I was there.
Witnessed that game. And that was awful.
All we need to see.
That was... CSU only has 1 guy over 6'10". San Diego State has 4. So... that's why I went with San Diego State, because height difference, because you're going to have Kendall Moore trying to get a rebound over Jalen McDaniels, who is 6'10", when Carvacho is going to be double-teamed by somebody else. It's not going to happen. San Diego State's going to come into Moby, and I think they're just going to wipe the floor with them.
Oh, yeah, and Jalen McDaniels, he scored over 20 points 3 of his last 5 games. His most recent one, 31.
Yep, had a floater over the backboard, SC top 10 play. It was nice.
Oh, yeah.
It was nice.
Well, we're going to have to stay tuned and see what happens there, but that's all we have for the Triple J Pick'em Challenge this week. So head to our Twitter page right now to vote on which one of us is going to win this week. But don't go anywhere, Rams, because up next, Maddie Warren has an interview with Nico Carvacho that you do not want to miss.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back from the breaks, Ram. As you know, the football season has ended this last weekend when the Patriots won the Super Bowl, right? Wrong. A new league called the Alliance of American Football, or AAF, started this past weekend with 4 of the 8 teams playing on Saturday and the remaining playing on Sunday. The 8 teams were selected in southern states where the weather would always allow for constant football. The Orlando Apollos started off the league with a huge victory over the Atlanta Legends, winning 40-6 in front of 2.9 million average viewers, according to CBS Sports. Orlando linebacker Terrence Gavin led the Apollos with 10 tackles, counting multiple tackles for losses, as well as 2 interceptions, one that Gavin took to the house. But Orlando quarterback Garrett Gilbert got into the end zone as well, off a play you might have heard around the schoolyard as a Philly special. Might be known as an Orlando special after that. The San Diego Fleet hosted the San Antonio Commanders Saturday night in a game much different that ended 15-6, a defensive slog with both teams forcing 2 interceptions each, with multiple in the red zone. On Sunday, Birmingham Iron shut out the Memphis Express 26-0 in the most one-sided showing of the weekend. The Irons never gave quarterback Christian Hackenberg any room to make any plays. The final game of the inaugural weekend for the AAF was in Arizona, as the Arizona Hotshots took on the Salt Lake City Stallions in an action-packed shootout that would end 38-22, with the Hotshots living up to their name. For anyone who's wondering why the scores look so unusual, the AAF has some rule changes from the NFL. First, there's no kickoffs or extra point kicks. The ball will automatically be placed at the 25-yard line, and you must attempt a 2-point conversion after every touchdown. Second, there is no onside kicks. Instead, a team may attempt a 4th and 12 conversion from their 28-yard line. Third, there will be a sky camera that will correct any egregious officiating. And finally, overtime consists of 1 possession of each team on the opponent's 10-yard line. The next game will be next Saturday at noon Mountain Standard Time, as the Salt Lake City Stallions will search for a win versus a fierce Birmingham Irons defense.
Not gonna lie, Cory, some of those hits look like they really hurt.
Yeah, no, in the NFL, that hit that took off the helmet would have also ended the career of the guy who made the tackle, not the AAF. In fact, I think they're kind of looking for it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that kind of feels like why it's around. It's a chance for fans who want the old NFL back to be able to watch it, but I'm a little curious to see kind of if it's going to be a repeat of history with the AAF and the same health conversation around the NFL that it changed it this way. So I don't know. We're going to see how it turns out.
Time will tell with that one.
Definitely. Well, to move on, we are back with another segment of Flip or Flop. We sent out this clip of Molly Mouncey on Twitter today, and we asked you if you thought this play would be a flip or flop. It looks like 74% of you think it's a flip. I'm kind of feeling that way too.
All right. Well, let's see if you were right, because I'm over here thinking that Molly Mouncey's driving on Marta Gomez, the lone star for the Cowgirls. There's no way this goes in, right? She's got her hand right in her face, and she goes up, and I'm always wrong. How is this a...
I think I'm a wishful thinker. I think you're just kind of
I'm just a pessimist. It's like, I see it, no chance. I need to believe in something.
One of these days, I promise.
I'll do my best.
Well, before we go, Rams, I was able to sit down with redshirt junior Nico Carvacho, who is leading the nation in rebounding, being potentially 3 possessions away from breaking a school record, and well on his way to breaking a couple conference records as well. Carvacho has started to make quite a name for himself.
It's easy to be fired up to work with a guy like Nico because he wants to get better, and he's willing to bring that energy and that effort that you need.
He's rebounds at such a high level, and he's always done that, but what makes it more impressive to me is that we're also asking him to do a lot more on offense, a lot more on defense, so he's got to carry the load in other parts of his game, and he's still able to rebound the way that he has, and I think the individual accolades are something that he's really earned.
After not being on the initial list of 21 candidates for National Center of the Year, Nico Carvacho played his way into being a top 10 finalist. The National Center of the Year award is named after UCLA alum and former LA Laker Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Abdul-Jabbar retired as the NBA's all-time leader in 9 stat categories, including the most points in NBA history. The winner of the award is selected every April. Because of the prestige of the award, Carvacho also shares the list with other big college names, like Wisconsin's Ethan Happ.
He's been the most impressive freshman of anybody on either side.
And because the award is so distinguished, it came as a very pleasant surprise to Carvacho.
I wasn't expecting it or anything. I just went out there every single day and, I just played my game and tried to help the team win. And, lucky enough, I got put in the top 10. I came here, like I've said, like 0 stars, not recruited, only school, had a red shirt, and just continue to work, with all the, Coach JP and everybody, and just continue to learn from the veteran guys and continue to grow as a person, as a player.
Nico's drive and mentality are what continue to set him apart from other competitors and what put him on the map for this award.
And I think part of this is him just continuing to focus on, hey, how do we just keep getting better every day? And if you do that because of who he is and the talent level, the rest takes care of itself.
It's clear that this recognition for Nico came not only because of his athletic talent, but also who he is as a person.
I think that's just such a key to success, is just to, live in the moment. How can I get better and to keep growing? And he's doing that, and because of that and because of his talent, that's why he is where he is right now.
Nico also says that his coaches have played a huge role in getting him to where he is now.
They just gave me so much confidence in myself. They run plays for me. They tell me every single day to just go at them, and they demand the ball to go inside, and that helps a lot. Just knowing when I'm winning, where I'm gonna get the ball, and being able to do something with it.
And his teammates as well.
Those are my brothers. I've been through a lot with a lot of them. We continue to come out here every single day and fight for one another, and I just appreciate them and everything they've done for me.
And for the Hall of Fame that elected him a finalist, when you lead the nation in rebounding, it's hard to ignore that he has something special.
And he's just a terrific kid, too. He's a great teammate. I think he's a guy that people like playing with, and I know I love coaching, and I think it's all those things. But when you lead the nation in rebounding, you're going to turn some heads.
It's very impressive, but I wasn't given the opportunity, right? Sure, he's got the size and the experience and the skill, but I've got the passion.
Passion is all it really takes, but I think he has a little bit of a lead on you there. That's okay.
Given an opportunity.
His biggest fan, Bryce Crystal, even had some words he wanted to say to Carvacho.
Way to go, Nico, on your work. Hope you win next time. Big Chili. Right on you, romantic, on to the gold. There be line from the SM. Do we thunder nights on the green and gold? But just on your mind. Right on you, star, waiting. Fight, 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 go Rams.
How does he know the words better than me?
I don't know. I think I got that down. I still got to get the alma mater, but he's definitely way cuter than I am when he does that. Well, Ram fans, that's all we have for you this week. To keep up on sports news throughout the week, head to thecollegian.com or follow us on Twitter at sports_CTV. I'm Maddie Warren.
And I'm Cory Odom. Be sure to tune back in tomorrow for more news from the people you know and to see Jessica Mendoza and Litos Castro bring you updates from softball, tennis, and track and field. Have a great night, Rams.